Okay, this is Joanne Kobike. I'm a coach and the founder of Midlife Rewritten. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Priyanka Paur, who I met at the Women's Economic Conference in New Delhi last week. So Priyanka is a speaker, she's an author, a certified NLP practitioner, and a life and mindset coach. She left a glowing career in the fashion industry to discover deeper meanings in her life and her own life's purpose. She's established a connection with the divine through deep inner work, and she now has found her true life purpose and feels blessed to help people achieve their goals and find their life's purpose. She's the author of Blink Before Getting Hacked, in which she urges you to review where you are in life and where you want to be to see whether you're on the right track or if you need a course correction. Priyanka is a motivational speaker, a certified NLP practitioner, and a life and mindset coach. She's an avid reader, loves driving and cooking. She's a full-time mother of 2 amazing boys and a student of life who believes that learning never stops. Priyanka, it's really great to see you here today.
Yeah, it's great for me also, Joanne. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it was really, the conference was amazing.
Yes.
I got to meet so many interesting women like yourself, and it was just very energizing.
Yeah, very energizing. Actually, the energy was really contagious. Yeah, we can still feel it.
Yeah, it's true. You're kind of floating along on this little high of everyone's ideas and all the different ways that women are trying to help improve society and the charitable work that they do. And it was really, really pretty amazing.
Very true. Actually, the thing what I felt is that we keep on talking about women empowerment and everything. And once you are amidst that glowing conference and a whole lot of buzzing energy, you can see that women are already empowered so much that we don't need to empower them anymore. And obviously, they are doing such marvelous jobs, and some people are doing multitasking also, and managing home and kids obviously is one part, but apart from that they are doing such grateful work and making impact in other people's lives. So that is really very nice to meet such women.
It was very exciting to see all that, and You're right. We were surrounded by all kinds of women who had worked through a lot of stuff on their own and had gotten to the point where they had been able to empower themselves. And I think, pretty much everyone that I spoke to, they wanted to be able to help other women along in that same journey. And I know that's a lot of what you do as well. So we talked a little bit earlier, kind of about your midlife journey and the things that you experienced as you made a change in your life. So tell me a little bit more about that.
For me, actually, earlier what we felt that midlife is all about, reaching a certain age and then thinking what exactly has to be done, and, like reaching 40, 50s, and people were thinking that, okay, the life is now, the working years or the years of magic and things has already gone, and, it's like only now to wait for to die or things like that. But time has certainly changed now, and as far as the time has changed, the midlife has also changed. The meaning of midlife for me is now the blockage which people feel, and the life stands still, and it can be at any point of time, at any age of time. What I feel that especially in today's world, people are feeling this midlife crisis at the age of 30s also, in their 30s, because they have been full of energy and enthusiasm and everything in their 20s, and by the time they reach 30, they are so tired of life that they start feeling that, okay, what next? I'm already in my 30s. There is nothing much more fun and entertainment now left in life. So
sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you once you went from being a full-time at work and you had your first little boy?
Yeah. So as I told you that I'm a mother of 2 boys, and they are very on a very shorter span. They are only two years apart. And I had a very glowing career, and I was at the top of my position, and everything was going on very well. And but with the kids comes a different set of responsibilities altogether. And because soon I found out that I was, juggling between work and home. And even I was at work, I was not giving my 100%. And when I was at home, I was not giving my 100% because my mind was floating between both the things. And at that time, I thought, because obviously in India, we have a system of joint families and stuff, and people tend to get help in that way. But unfortunately, I didn't had that favor for me, because my mother-in-law was not there. She passed away. So I was left alone, and I was just thinking how to manage everything on my own. Obviously, my parents helped me a lot in the starting journey, but my mom also being asthmatic and everything, so it was very hard on her as well. And then it was an eye opener kind of a thing one day when I came home, and she was like panting. She had high BP, and she had asthma attack and everything, and both the kids were crying. So it was like, then I thought that, okay, if I have given birth to them, it is my responsibility to, to nurture them, to raise them, and not my parents' responsibility. And the second day I put up my resignation. I didn't give a second thought, and I said, no, these are my kids, and I have to be responsible to raise them. And I cannot blame anyone or be, just hoping that, okay, anybody can have take care of them or things like that. So that was when I left my job. Obviously, it was still a 1.5 or 2 months notice period, which I have to serve unless they can get a replacement or something. But I was very clear that I have to be at home for them. And from there on, I started my journey as a mother. And I became a full-time mother for some time, not for full-fledged, because once I started staying at home and looking after the kids, and everything was settled, and everything was organized, I kept thinking again, now, what next? Is it, or it's that what I was, I studied and did my graduations and did all those struggle in the workforce and everything to just settle as a mom. So obviously it is not a very anything to look down upon, because being a mom is a 24/7 job. You don't get any leaves, any pay, any
It's a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. But still I was thinking that I was losing my identity during the process. I was a good mother, good wife, working everything out for them and everything. But in the whole process, my identity as Priyanka was being lost somewhere. So that was when I thought that, okay, I can do something from at home, wherein, I can take care of the kids and start doing something which will not take much of my time. And both the things can be balanced. So that is where I started with my own brand, as I was into garments and all. But eventually I felt that that was much more time taking than the job. I was continuously, because if it's a business, it's like a baby again. When it's a startup, so you have to take care of it 24/7 as well. So now I was juggling again with a business that's a new baby, and then two kids of my own, and it was becoming quite tiresome. And I kept on thinking again that whatever I'm building up, maybe it is something that my kids don't even need, or don't even aspire for. So for whom I'm building this thing, when I should be with them in their growing years, in their formative years. So that was the time when I thought of stop putting a hold on the business. And it was not even going well a lot, like a very smooth flow. It was not a smooth flow. And I was just deciding what to do, what not to do, because if you hire a team, or you put up a staff or anything, that was all incurring cost a lot. And being a startup, we were thinking that, okay, if all the more whatever I can do on my own, that will save on the cost part. But that was just stalling on my health and my family and everything. So I very reluctantly, I just struggled for almost 2 years to just to find some partners or something like that, where things can work out in any way or other. but very reluctantly I have to let it go. And that was the time when I was very deeply depressed and all time low of my life,
Yeah.
because I started getting this feeling that okay, I cannot do anything now.
Yeah.
It's like I started something and it also didn't work up, and even if I had experience, I had knowledge, everything, but it's not working, so there's some problem with me maybe. And so
Yeah.
that is where I started losing confidence in myself.
Yeah. You start
And I was
questioning
just
yourself.
start questioning myself. Very true. Like what is happening? Is it like it's like I have been born to just take care of kids and cook food and
Yeah.
prepare tiffins
Yeah.
and yeah. So that kind of feeling started creeping in, and I just cut out from all my friends, families,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I didn't wanted to talk to anybody because it never helped. Every
Mm.
time I kept on comparing, okay, they are doing so well, they are
Yeah.
they are happy, they are independent, freely working, they don't have any liabilities of kids and anything like that. So
Yeah. It
uh,
always looks like everybody else is doing so much.
yeah, the grass is always greener on
Yeah.
other side.
I know. But
So
in truth, they're struggling in their own way, the same as we do.
yeah, obviously, everyone has a story. So that is what I realized later on. But at that moment, it was because we were the first one, like my husband and me met in the college, and we were the first one to get married in the whole batch. So
Oh,
while we were raising our kids, the other our friends were still bachelors, or
yeah.
just honeymooning period was there. So we were like, okay, where are we standing right now
Yeah.
with kids and everything? So that was one thing which keep on building up in me, and it was like okay, now I'm good for nothing and I cannot do anything.
So what made the change for you? Because it sounds like,
Yeah.
you were able to pull yourself out of that.
Yeah, definitely. I have pulled myself out of that. And one day I was just, thinking the same question, the typical why me kind of a thing, like what has happened and why it is only me and nobody else. And I was just, going through the Google and searching on different
Uh,
stories and everything. And then I came across a few life coaches. And
that's right.
frankly speaking, I didn't knew anything about what is a life coach, what is this thing. And because in India it's still very unknown zone
It's
for
pretty
many.
new. Hmm.
Yeah, pretty new. Yeah. So I just came across that, and then I started following few leaders, and
Hmm.
read their blogs, and saw their webinars and things like that, and it started inspiring me a lot. And then something came across like secret movie, secret book. I said,
Yeah, The Secret.
what is this?
Right.
Because I read a lot about law of attraction,
Yes.
and when I read about law of attraction, I said, okay, this is something I should learn.
Uh-huh.
And when I was digging deep for law of attraction, what exactly, how does it works and everything,
Yeah.
I came across this secret book and movie, and I watched
Uh-huh.
the movie.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, okay, if things can work for everyone, it can work for me too. And
That's right.
that was a big thing. And I just started building that. The first thing I thought that okay, I have to be positive about
Yeah.
everything, whatever has happened. And whatever has happened is a plan, and it can work out that way.
Yeah.
And from there on, I started working on myself and reading a lot of literature, because I love reading as well since
Hmm.
starting. And I just kept on reading, and then I had my own coaches as well, who lifted me up, who held my hand, took
Hmm.
me out of the whole journey, whole process, and helped me be where I am today.
What
And
What do you think it would have been like if you hadn't found these coaches to help you?
oh, that's really scary to even think about now,
Yeah.
because yeah, because if you don't have a direction,
Yeah.
and nobody is there to tell you the direction, so
Yeah.
that is a really, like, it's a GPS these days. If you don't know
Yeah.
a route, and even the GPS don't know the route, or the GPS is not working, you are totally lost. And
Yes, that's
so
true.
So that is what I think the coaches do. They show you the direction and the hand holding and the encouragement, the motivation, what you require to
Right.
listen every day. That
Mm-hmm.
is what and it's not only good things that they tell about you, they also tell you the dark side about you as
True.
well. And that is something yeah, that is something which has to be acknowledged.
Yes.
When you, if you have to go through the transformational journey, it has to be acknowledged as well.
And so
So
then you
yeah.
discovered NLP and you decided to become a practitioner?
Yeah, I discovered NLP, and in the meantime, I was also writing a book. I just penned down my thoughts in between a little bit, and I started to write a book. And then this NLP course came through me, and I was like, okay, I should do this course. And I was very happy to do that course because during the course only I had so many revelations, so many shifts,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really very powerful for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I even practice an LP with my clients as well, and the results are phenomenal there as well. So what I feel that once I was ready to receive, like they say, when the student is ready, the teachers appear.
Yes.
So that is what I think, that one by one the steps started coming and falling in place, and came to see one after the other thing. And then okay, the book came in, and then the NLP things came in, and by the time the book was published, I was already a certified practitioner. And so so no so then I started seeing the path which is being put step by step. And
Yes.
I just learned one thing from this whole journey, that you have to just have faith, and you can just
Yeah.
put a step forward,
Yes.
and the road will keep on showing.
Yeah. That kind of
And
one step at a time.
yeah, one step at a time, and the road will keep on revealing itself for you.
Yeah.
And that was really a very good lesson for me.
So it sounds like there was a little bit of letting go. I mean, we're all, we tend to be kind of type A people, right? We want to get on in
Right.
business, we want to move forward, but
Very true.
you can't always work on that pace. Sometimes you just have to let it
Yeah.
go and say, what's going to happen is going to happen, and you have to have some faith. And it sounds like you were able
Yes.
to find that.
Very true, very true. And actually, I was that kind of a person because being in a nuclear family, I have to take care of everything, like kids, husband, household work, everything. So I was like uh, happy having a control on everything. And when things started slipping for me, it was very much annoying, and very much that made me even more depressed and sad, and thinking that even I am not able to do these kind of things as well.
Right.
So right, letting go is definitely a part of your transformational journey, because if you will not make a space, then and anything new will not be able to come over there. So
Right.
the space have to be created.
Yeah.
And I have decluttered a lot. And the journey continues. It is like it's a everyday process. You just keep
Yep.
on stuffing yourself with things which are not required, and you keep on
Yes.
thinking and everything. And the decluttering has to be done very often.
Yes. I
And
know,
it
it's
goes,
a constant thing to remind
it is a
yourself.
constant thing. It's not like that is what I love, because one thing what I love about myself is I never find myself old enough to learn. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that is one thing which has kept me going, because I'm very prone on learning, and I want to learn any new thing which is coming up in the market, or
Yeah.
be it some computer stuff for my kids, or be it any other new science, be it even if it's a new makeup or some woman
So
related thing or something like that, I want to
you
try
have,
and experiment. Yeah.
so you have a very curious mind. You want to
Yeah.
know more and more. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. Yeah.
And that's
So that
probably
is
what
what.
it kept you moving forward in your search for an answer to your situation. And so
Ye-
it's a good thing being a curious mind.
Yeah, definitely. What I feel, that if you think that you know all,
Yeah.
then there is no scope to, do anything with you, or, transformation or change or anything is next to impossible when
Yeah.
you feel I know it all kind of type. So
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
you have to create that space to learn more,
Well, when you
and a
think
lot of
about,
unlearning has to go in that. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
a lot
sorry.
of learning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you think about, what message you would like to give other women that are working through midlife and kind of struggling here and working on their journey, what kinds of things would you want them to know?
Uh, First of all, I just want them to know that everything is okay if it doesn't even work. So it's okay if it's not working. It's okay that way as well, because people tend to grasp everything, wants to grasp everything in their hands,
Yeah.
and like sand, it keeps on slipping.
Yeah.
But so it's really okay that if things are not working, if you're not in time, if kids didn't have a breakfast one day, or you were not at work, or you were not
Yeah.
able to prepare a dinner, it's okay. It's
It's
you
not
have
the end of the
to
world.
It's not the end of the world. You have to stop the control thing.
Yeah.
And this is what one thing which I have found with each and every woman, that they want best of both worlds. They want the best of work also, that they
Mhm.
are very much in their professional life, they are at a very high position or recognized or something like that.
Mhm.
At the same time, they don't want to leave the house front as well.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to have their control there as well, that whether the cook came or the maid was there or the lunch was made, or very
Mhm.
nitty gritties. So you have to come out of that micromanagement, what I feel.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard, but it is very important, because unless until you are not out of that micromanagement,
Mhm.
it will not work for you.
Mhm.
You will be a good wife, you will be a good mother, you will be a good maybe daughter-in-law, a good daughter and everything, but you will not be able to be a best version of you.
Yes. Yeah. That's true. You'll get all those
Yeah.
chores done, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you get to be, like you say, the best version of you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what is happening these days. People don't know what is self development. They know that, okay, if you want a me time, it means that going in a parlor, sitting
Uh,
for an hour, or
yeah.
having a spa,
Yeah.
or getting that nail art done. That is, or shopping. that
Yeah.
that is a me time for them. But they are not ready for digging deep and finding their true life purpose. And
Mhm.
definitely, as you know and we know, who have been blessed to have this knowledge, that everyone here is for a purpose,
Yeah. Yeah.
but people have still not acknowledged that main thing, why they are here for. They are just performing duties.
Yeah, yeah, it is interesting because a lot of times if you talk about self-care, you talk about taking care of yourself with other
Right.
women, they think, oh yeah, well, I go to the spa, I get my nails
Yes.
done, I get my hair done, I take care of myself. But
Right.
that's just on the outside, right?
Outside.
It's about
Even they
taking care of
don't
the
get
inside.
a regular health checkup.
Yeah,
That is also one thing which they don't want to invest unless until they are bedridden.
yeah, it's too late. Too late by
Yeah.
then.
Too
Yeah.
late by then. Yeah. So that is where things have to change, obviously, for everyone, and it is, I think, throughout the globe this
Mm,
is happening.
yeah,
this is
it's not
this is
just in
one thing which
India.
is throughout the globe, which is very common. We found it in the forum also,
Hmm.
that everybody was talking about these things when we were talking about gender equality and gender awareness, and everything was there. But the thing is that obviously people are not indulging in self awareness and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Well, I think people think, oh, that's kind of scary. You know,
Yeah.
what if I start digging around in there and I don't like what I find?
Yes,
So,
that the fear is the most
yeah,
problematic thing, because the fear is something which is holding them back to do
yes.
anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's really true. And that's one of the things that I think is the strength of having a coach,
Yes,
because you get a chance to have a sounding board. You get a chance to kind of open yourself up to someone else and to
very true.
be able to get some advice. And it's a tough thing to say to your mother or your mother-in-law or your sister or your friend, oh, I'm kind of
Yeah.
having a hard time here. I don't know quite what to do. And
Yeah.
so with a coach, it's like, okay, you're not my friend. You're not my mom. I can tell you
Yeah.
whatever I want to tell you.
Very true. And they give you a third perspective as well, because if you are talking to your friend or your mother, if there is some situation at home, then obviously they will be telling you anything from their point of
Their
view,
point of
keeping
view.
you in your mind,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you are their daughter or your friend or something. So they will be talking about, no, no, you are always right and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when you talk to a coach, and they always give a third perspective. Like, one thing I have especially learned from a coach, and also from NLP,
Mhm.
that in any situation we should put ourselves in the other person's shoes as well,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
understand why they reacted in that way.
Mhm.
And stuff like that. Whatever happened is happened, but to really understand what really went back in that argument or things like that. So that is one thing where definitely a coach helps a lot, to see the bigger picture
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
any situation. Yeah.
It's true. They provide an objective viewpoint for you, and that's really
Yes.
helpful in trying to get to the root of what's going on.
Mm.
Well,
Yes.
Priyanka, I've really had a great time talking with you. I really appreciate the
Yeah,
fact
same
that
here.
we were able to get back together, and I look forward to staying in contact with you.
Yeah, thank
So
you so much. Same here. Thank you for having me once again. And it was really nice talking to you.
it was great. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
glad we
you.
did this.
Thank
Thank you very much,
you.
Priyanka. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. As a thank you for being here, I'd like to offer you my glorious second act workbook and planner. It's a great tool to help you gain clarity on what it is you want next in your life and to create a plan to get you there. It's a totally free gift. The link is down below, so click the link, download your planner, and get started, taking action and creating a new and exciting second half to your life. I'm Joanne Kobike, your midlife coach. Stop by again for another episode of Modern Midlife. See you next time.